Hello and welcome to another CAD clip, AutoCAD 2007 3D. And in this lesson, we're going to talk about the new sweep command. And the sweep command is nothing new. The difference being it's a little bit different with interface, and you don't have to align the profile you're sweeping with the path. So that part has improved, which makes, again, things so much easier for us trying to teach 3D because you're having to use your UCS a lot less now, and it's just become a lot easier and more intuitive. So the sweep command is really a no-brainer here, and all you really have to do, and I've just got a bit of a boneyard you can see here, and all this one here is, and I can take, actually I've union those together with my Boolean operations, but this is an ellipse that is swept along a straight axis and given a twist, which makes sense, right? Here's an ellipse, okay, and the line that it was, oh, the path has disappeared, or I left it. I think it's over here somewhere. But this is an ellipse swept along a straight line with a twist of, in fact, you cannot twist it 360 degrees. I'm noticing you have to go 359.9 degrees. And this one is an ellipse swept along a straight line that is only twisted by 270 degrees rather than all the way around like this one, which is near 360. And then I've taken these two and just kind of union them together is all I've done with that, just to kind of show you. Here's another example before we get started where I've taken, a shape like a star, just a polyline, okay? And then I've taken another polyline that is been fit curved, and then I take that star and I sweep it around there, and in this case I think I also gave it a slight twist as well. Okay, I think a 30-degree twist from start to end. So from start to finish it'll twist that amount. Same type of thing over here. Okay, here's a rectangle. Okay, and it looks like the path, this is an interesting one because the path of this is actually just a 2D line. Maybe it's still there. Let's move it away. There it is. Okay, that's just a 2D line. Okay, and all you do is take an object. We'll do it here. Sweep up here on my dashboard. Select the objects to sweep. It says this. Enter, and then we get some options. And I can say, okay, well, first thing I want to do is specify the base point. It's going to take the centroid, but I'm going to say B for base point, and I'm going to hover over here, and I'm going to find that intersection, click by using my object tracking. Then it's going to ask for the sweep path, and I'm going to say, okay, well, I'm going to say twist before I pick my path, and it's going to ask me, the angle, and I'm going to say angle of, 90 degrees. And then now finally I'm going to pick the path and then wait for a minute. It's going to generate that solid object for you. Okay, and then in the other cases, I've clicked on here and gone to my properties and then maybe changed the color or something like that. Okay, and then you end up shift middle mouse button with that shape there. Okay, and that's really it. You can provide all those options as you saw in the command line, or you can not twist it, or you can select. So you can select a regular polyline. Okay, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to say sweep. I'm going to pick this as my object, enter. I'm going to say no twist or anything. I'm just going to go straight to here and then do it, and that's it. It's that easy. Okay, I'm going to undo that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go fill it and say P for polyline, and then give a radius. Select the polyline and then fill it that. Okay, however I want, and then I can do another sweep, this to this, enter. Oh, you can pick more than one object. That's what I did. This, enter, and then this, and then it'll do that sweep, and then go have a look and do your twist. There's really not that much to it. Okay, the other thing is you can pick more than one object. What would happen if I move this to be here? Let's go back to my top view so I can see what I'm doing here. Let's take this and move it from the center of there to, using my beautiful object tracking, the center of there. And then let's even take this and maybe, bump it out a bit. See what happens, okay? We can do this from 3D or we can do it from 2D. It doesn't matter. Let's go back to our 2D. And I'm going to say sweep, and I'm going to pick more than one object, enter, and I'm going to go straight, pick the path. It's going to take that shape. It's going to sweep it around there. And then we have that shape. Okay, I can go look at this in different viewpoints if I want. Okay, using my nice jitter. Got the jitters. And change the color and add materials, etc. all by your properties, and then do a bit of work on material. So you can pick more than one object to do the sweep. And let's just have a last look at our sweep command in particular, and it doesn't matter. I'm just going to draw an object here so I can start the command. I'm going to start my sweep. Okay, select objects. Again, select one or more objects and then enter. So twist will give you a twist, and it has to be less than 360 degrees, I'm discovering. Scale, you can simply scale the object. Okay, base point, you can pick the base point. By default, it's going to take the centroid of the combined objects. And then the last one here is alignment. If I say A for alignment, you have the choice of aligning the sweep object perpendicular to the path. So that's our big treat there. By default, the answer is yes, which we would normally do. If you say no, what happens is it won't realign it, and it'll sweep it in their two relative positions. Okay, so you can choose to align it, which is the big bonus. That's probably the new part. So your profile can be laying down, and your path can also be laying down. They don't have to be relatively placement. And then otherwise you can say no, and then it will take the object and then it will leave them relative to one another and do the sweep that way. So you have that alignment choice that you can make. And then the actual path that you do your sweep along, you can use a spline, a fit curved polyline. Okay, I think you can use a splined polyline. Let's just make sure. Let's go PE for polyline, edit, pick on this and say S for spline, enter. Okay, because a spline we know is not the same as a fit curve. Okay, let's try this out. Okay, I'm going to use my sweep. I'm going to pick this object, enter, and I'm going to say I'm going to set a twist of 90 degrees just for fun, and then I'm going to pick this point and unable to sweep objects. Okay, now let's try it without a twist. This, enter, this. Okay, not working. Interesting. So let's do another sweep for this object, enter to this. Okay, that one works. Okay, let's do PE for polyline, edit, and let's do fit curve, enter. Okay, and let's do a sweep of this, enter this. Okay, undo, and I guess you can, so there you go. You can use a fit curved polyline but not a splined polyline. Okay, what if we draw just a spline? Let's try this one more time to make sure. This, enter here, and oh, that time it worked, interestingly enough. So the thing is, you have to be careful if this object is too large and it starts to actually interfere with itself as it goes around the corners. That's where you'll end up with a problem. So that may be the problem with this, is that those curves are a little too drastic. Okay, what if we try this one more time and we pick our rectangle? Oh, rectangle's gone. We have to draw a new rectangle. Okay, and then I'm just going to draw a spline, and this doesn't even have to be a rectangle. Okay, we can do a loft or sweep this. Oh, okay, so could be interfering with itself. I might have to make that a bit smaller. And the last thing is, what if we just actually draw a spline instead? Okay, and we do it. Let's draw a circle just to make sure, and do our sweep. This, enter this, and there it is. And that's it. It's nothing too difficult. Try it out, experiment, get creative, start to use all of these tools we've been talking about. Don't forget about our Boolean operations of intersect and subtract and union, which is where we can take these, objects and start to blend them in with each other, and then maybe do a subtract from this, enter this, and then it'll actually remove from that. And of course, the more complicated the shape you have, the more difficult it's going to have it. But as you can clearly see, it does the Boolean operation there for you. So take these tools that we're using here, loft and sweep and all these tools, and combine them together to build your models.